knows why I'm mad though. Because we had a discussion about this last night. Ralph never, ever suggests albums.
See, okay, no.
No, you don't. You don't. You really don't.
No, I feel you, but I didn't suggest this.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
The question,
like a slick suggest.
No, it was a question, right? Because on short notice, I'm not lying. Nigga, I got receipts. It was a question. Okay, it was a question.
See, it's wrinkled up and faded.
It's clear and blue. Look, all I'm saying is. Dead End Hip Hop, French Montana, Jungle Rules. Man, I remember about like maybe a year, 2 years, maybe 3 years ago, I went on a Twitter rant talking about French Montana was the worst rapper ever and this, that, whatever.
Is that when Excuse My French came out?
Possibly. This is the second album, like his second studio album, right?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he dropped a lot of mixtapes, right?
He has
He only has 2 albums.
He does a lot of
mixtapes. How
mixtapes.
many albums he has? I'm not
Mixtapes and
100%
shit.
sure.
But yeah, this is the second
I'm pretty
album.
sure they're gonna correct this in the
Yeah, of
comments,
course, you
but
already.
from what I saw, I think this was his second.
It's his second, it's his second album, but he just has a lot of mixtapes and shit out.
A lot of projects, a lot of singles. When that album was out, man, I was going in on him. So my brother was like, "Hey, bro, hold on, let me show you a couple of joints, right?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe he's not as bad as I thought he was." It was definitely unwarranted once I started diving more so into his collection. Like, to me, French is one of those artists I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I fuck with. So when something comes out, I'm not gonna be the first to get it, but I know he's gonna have some joints on there that I'ma like. And this is definitely something like that. This album overall to me is just kind of like, But the joints I really like on here,
What's the one that you say he had like is the number?
It's Unforgettable with Sway Lee. So that's like the #1 song like in the world right now. Like,
Song of the summer, right? That's
basically, it wasn't originally French Montana's song. It was Jeremiah's song. And then he had to pay $300K to clear a sample and to another $300 to get the song. So he paid almost $1 million for that.
To get the song from Jeremiah?
And then they put Sway Lee on it. Like it was just you know, like oftentimes people don't know, but like a lot of these songs aren't, when we hear them, that's not how it was when they recorded it in the studio. So it's just one of those songs.
But something like that has to make you think, like, why would you invest that much and then all of a sudden that shit is like #1 in the country? Like,
It's a message.
you know what I mean? Like, it's like, who would take that type of risk, that type of chance, if they didn't know or was guaranteed that, this is gonna be the #1 song in the country?
You have to support.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the thing. Is it undeniable that once you hear it, you know it's a hit? We don't know how big of a hit. You didn't think it was a hit when you first heard it?
I was gonna ask the same question B asked, because when I heard the whole album, I was like, which one is the one that he was talking about? I could have just Googled it, but I just didn't want to type French Montana into my fucking browser.
I was like, I ask Ralph once we get here.
Yeah, no, Unforgettable. Like,
It doesn't sound like a major hit to me.
Look, here's the thing. Like, when I first heard it, it was by far my favorite song on the album. I didn't think it would get that type of international acclaim that it's getting. Obviously, you know, it's a Caribbean rhythm type beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand it for the summer and when it dropped and all of that. I didn't think it was gonna be that big, but I definitely like that. I thought it was by far the best song on this joint, but I didn't know it was gonna be that huge. And to spend that amount of money, yes, it is a risk. It's a big risk.
Obviously, it worked out for him. So, what I think don't matter, and the results of this record being as big as it is, are really the only thing that matters. But I don't understand why this song is so big and huge and popular.
Have people been talking about it?
I just don't get it.
I don't even see like no.
There are certain songs you can hear.
It's not always about people talking about it, right? Like it's how whenever you go out and how that song is received every time. Like, I was just in Toronto. Every time this song got played, it was crazy. Just like Cardi B's Bodak Yellow. Man, when I first got my hands on this and I started listening to it, definitely Unforgettable was a joint that stood out to me. Trippin' was cool, which is the 3rd track. A Lie with the Weeknd and Max B. I think at this point, anything that Weeknd is featured on, wrote a fucking word on, like, I think I'm that much of a stan at this point. So anything that Weeknd's on, I'm loving it. Travis Scott, Jump. I definitely fuck with that. To me, like, when Hotel Bathroom, oh my God, like, this is when, like, the French Montana, like, that I don't like comes out. It did.
Everybody. Hey yo, I'm like you.
True story, son.
God.
Facts only.
Hey, I'm behind the camera like I don't think people feeling what you saying right now.
If you against me, that's cool. Agree with B, Ken, or Mike. Like, it is what it is. I know there's gonna be some motherfuckers that feel me. There's gonna be some French Montana fans out there. So it is what it is.
Talk about it. Talk about that shit, nigga.
But hotel bathroom, I was just like, okay, okay, French. This is not good.
It took you back down to the
to like oh my god, like it damn near made me want to Twitter rant again. But then he brings it back with Pharrell, Bring the Thing, like that joint right there is my second favorite on this project. Harry Fraud is one of my favorite producers. Migo Montana, Bag, like to me this is where the album starts to. Then I'm just like, oh man. Then it becomes a drag to get through it. Cause even Stop It with T.I. is just kind of like if it comes on, I'm cool, but I'm not going back to it. And I just feel like a T.I. feature, big production, commercial artist, like it should work better.
T.I. was good on
T.I. was good. No, T.I. I'm talking about the song. The overall song, I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I like T.I. on that, but just the overall song, I wasn't feeling it.
I didn't realize it was T.I. until
Really?
I went back. Because he was rapping different. Like he was rapping really fast.
Yeah, he was.
And I haven't heard T.I. rap like that in a really, really long time.
It was refreshing.
It was dope.
Realistically, after Bring Them Things, Bag, and Migo Montana, I was over the project. 8 tracks, I like 6 or 7 of them, but then that was it. That was it. But I go back to the joints I really like.
I was telling B, I was like, if we get into this shoot and Ralph don't love this album, I'm gonna be pissed.
Why you say I'm a
Because you suggested it.
But that doesn't mean like.
But no. If somebody says, "What are you listening to?" and the context is a review, I'm not gonna throw a name out if it's not something that I really enjoy because I don't want to throw it on the table and be like, "Let's review this."
I would.
What? Well, you would because you like controversy like that. I'm like, look, if I'm suggesting an album, I want to be able to walk in and be like, look, I loved this project, and here's why.
Right.
Your ass like less than half the shit. Okay. So you made me listen to this fucking horrible album. This is the worst thing I've heard this year. And I had to sit. No, I'm not trying to dog you. I'm saying I had to listen to this fucking terrible album, and the only reason I did that is because I was like, man, Ralph really likes this, and he never suggests anything. Let's let him have a review.
Before you interject, I'm totally right there with him. Like, man, you know what? Rap's gonna get here. He's gonna lay down all the reasons why this shit is good.
And that's why I was trying to be quiet, because I wanted to hear it.
Because when I'm listening to it, I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to?
Same.
And I'm like, I can't. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I probably don't understand French Montana. I'm probably not a French Montana fan. I probably don't understand why this album is popular. I couldn't wait to get here to hear the reasons why.
100% same. This is one of those times where I was like,
I get you.
Who was I texting last night? I was texting somebody. I was like, man, I want to quit. Like, this is the kind of shit that makes me never want to talk about rap music. Like, there was shit on here that literally made my stomach hurt. It was so bad. And I'm not even making a joke. Like, it really made my stomach tighten up. I was like,
I knew that you guys weren't gonna like this. I just put it out there because it was something that I listened to. The fact that French has the #1 song, and there were songs on here that I liked. And like I said at the beginning of the review, French is somebody I fuck with. I'm not a fan of. You know, like Walker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of his music, but he makes songs that I really like. You know what I'm saying? Like Hard in the Paint, that's still one of the hardest songs to me. But I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not, oh my God, like there has not been an entire Walker project that I like. But I fuck with Walker. You know what I'm saying?
Your logic makes, I mean.
How does that not make sense?
I'm not saying it don't make sense. I understand.
It just seems like kind of a.
But I would put, number one, I don't think I would put myself out there if I halfway liked an album.
Exactly.
Right. Because I feel like the features, of course, just like I think they was the highlight of this album. That was the only thing that was really good about the album was some of the features.
Who?
T.I.
Oh. Yeah, exactly.
Who else? I'm just saying, but like they were better than French though. Like even Future and Young Thug was more entertaining than French Montana. I just feel like, and in the 18, this is a freaking 18 track
album. An hour and 6 minutes. 18
tracks about nothing.
Yeah.
I was like, what in the world?
Very repetitive.
Fucking in the hotel bathroom. Hotel clubhouse. Fucking in the hotel clubhouse. Fucking on the bathtub. What the fuck, man? What is this? I ain't tripping on a bitch. I ain't tripping on a bitch. I ain't tripping on a bitch. Cool. It's like, so what? This whole album was just so fucking
just-
what?
yeah.
Everything, every song was so what? So what?
Unforgettable.
It's very forgettable.
Was forget? Yeah.
Oh, y'all tripping now.
It's very
Yes, no, rap. It blends in with. And I
It
don't
sounds
want.
the same as the rest of this shit.
Exactly. It blends in with everything else. It did not stand out at all.
Because
Whoa, that's
it
why I
doesn't-
disagree.
It don't. Because like for example, like on Drake's last album, even though I didn't like it, but I can hear it being like a hit. What was that song?
Absolutely,
Yeah, Passion Fruit.
Passion Fruit.
Yeah, like even though I didn't like it, but I'm like, okay, this is a hit song. Like I can. I'm just saying I don't think, but I'm just saying I can hear that being like a hit song, even though
I get what you're saying.
To me, that song, I vehemently disagree with y'all three. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I got the power of the people and the charts behind me. Like, that shit is popping.
Well, you would know this kind of shit more than I think any of us. I don't listen to the radio. You listen to the radio. I don't go to these kind of places that play this kind of shit. You do. So that's exactly why I was interested in hearing what you had to say. And when you stopped at, I like 6 tracks. I'm like, man, what the fuck, man? There's 18 songs in this motherfucker. There's 12 songs you didn't like. So again, you liked less than half of this fucking album. So I feel like this was a waste.
Okay, let me ask you this: like, why was it not good to you?
It was just
repetitive.
It was boring. It was derivative.
Yeah.
It was empty. It had. I mean, I don't need every album to be like social justice, you know, blah blah blah. I don't need that at all. I don't mind the escapism aspect of hip hop. But it was just this. I
wasn't
really
even that.
don't understand. Like when I listen to Lil Yachty, I don't like it, but part of me understands the appeal. I don't understand the appeal of this. It just seems dumb.
This, I completely agree. Like, me and my brother, we talked about this album. And
think it's just
the one that put me on French. And
What does he think about it?
doesn't like it.
Man, okay, then you come on, man. Like,
So wait, hold on. So the rule is we only suggest things that we
or
like.
preface it. No, I mean, I maybe it was mine. Okay, obviously it was mine and his misunderstanding.
I didn't take it as if he liked French
Exactly.
Montana. I just
Okay,
thought he was
I'm saying
suggesting an
I
album.
did and Ken did. I don't know about B because I didn't really ask B like that.
And I guess I
But-
might have thought that because I know when I suggest stuff, I don't particularly like it. I just think we should.
Well, half the time you don't listen to him anyway. So you're.
That's not half the time.
Yes,
You're
it is.
suggesting
Yes,
because
it
of
is.
things that you may have seen or something that you
Exactly.
think is
I go about what the people want. So
Right.
that way, what
So
I
yours-
see the most when
But
I'm
we
on.
know that, so you don't have
Okay,
to
yeah,
preface
yeah.
it anymore because that's always what you do.
Right.
You're like, oh well, I've seen this in the comments 100.
Right, and I say that in the text.
That's my. You just.
I got you.
Bruh, see,
No, okay.
you don't ever do that. You don't ever suggest anything. Nothing wrong with that, but you never do. And the times you
When I
do,
do, this happens.
but this is
But
it's
this is your
fine.
fault.
It's
This is your fault.
No, victim blame. Y'all asked me what I'm listening to. I told you
But
what
you
I
know
listened
what
to
that
recently.
meant.
I feel you, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't review it.
right. Okay.
And it doesn't mean that I liked it. I posted what I listened to recently.
You knew what the question meant.
But I posted, but just because I
These
made
I
the
think we should
suggestion
do. I think we
at the
should.
end of the day doesn't mean that I liked it.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't imply that. And also, all the other times that I do try to make a suggestion, I get pushback. I had to fight one time. And then when I did it, I got this level of response.
What
Russ.
What album was it?
Oh, it's because nobody heard of it. That was literally because nobody heard of it.
Which
It
album?
was a while ago.
It was like 3 fucking years ago. He suggested this dude Russ.
And he's actually
remember
blowing
Russ.
up now.
Yeah, he actually
Right,
blowing up
but at
now.
the time, 3 years ago, none of us knew who he was. So we were like,
Who the fuck is Russ?
who the fuck is Russ? I'm not saying you have to like everything that you suggest. I'm saying that next time I'm gonna ask. Because if somebody says, what have you been listening to lately? Maybe we should, and then you say, oh, I've been listening to French. Why would you listen to some shit you don't like?
But I think it's important for Ralph to like what he suggests because he may be able to represent
Right.
that side more than we will. So I don't throw
Otherwise,
out.
what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. That doesn't make sense to you.
What you got, Ken? Anything?
And there it is.
You know, I tried to understand why guys like him make it. What makes French Montana
Diddy?
appealing outside of the Diddy factor? I think people just really like this guy, but the music, and you know, I've heard people say he has big singles, big singles. And okay, that's appealing if we were in the single market like we were back in 2000. You know, this is the type of album when I was working in warehouse music would have this big song, Unforgettable. I may not like it, but I can't deny that it's a huge ass record because the data supports that, right? People would come in there to look for this CD. Oh, do you guys have that single, Unforgettable? And this was the time when you had to buy the whole album to get that one song. This is the album that people would piss. The sales would be inflated off of that one single, and people would get it, and the rest of the album is like nothing. That happened so much back in the 2000s.
Yeah.
This is absolutely that. This album itself, outside of that single, people will forget it in a month.
But do you think that's true?
Yep.
Or are you judging it based off of your tastes? Because that's what I wanted him to explain. And unfortunately, he can't do that. I wish we had somebody else here. Because I would really like to know, do people like this shit? Do people like Hotel Bathroom? Do people really, like, are they fucking with that song?
Well, that's what I wanted to know. I think he's just a cool likable guy.
Yeah, maybe he's a nice guy. I mean, no, I don't think it's just that. I think this is just us being old.
I
think kids probably like
French is old.
No, man, this dude came out of nowhere, man. Like,
no, but I'm saying kids have to like this.
I don't think so.
I think adults like this.
Okay, maybe not kids then. Okay, somebody's liking this. This is not simply as, oh, well, he's just a nice guy, so people just buy his records. No. Somebody
I think
like
the radio
the
is
industry.
pushing. I think the industry's pushing.
I think he's a nice guy, so the industry don't
I think the
dog him
industry-
out.
Yeah, I think
the industry could push
pushing.
as hard as they want. And I know there is a brainwashing technique that they use, but y'all are not, I cannot believe
I don't hear
that
people talking about
don't
French Montana
this.
like that.
I hear people talking, I've never known who this dude was. I hear people talking about French Montana all the time.
Because he's featured with other people, like he's featured on Drake, he's featured on Rick Ross. Like,
I think he's an
fans
industry
are not
guy.
talking about him because he's writing for other people. I'm saying people talk about French Montana. So
he's
I'm
always
not.
in the scene. That's why I think.
Say again?
He's always in the scene. He's
But there's
always
a
there.
reason. I don't think it's as simple as the industry's just saying he's out here. No, I think people like him. I just don't understand why.
I don't think people.
I don't think so. I think he's
y'all-
always. I
don't
think
think
he's
so, man.
always
I really
around
don't think
because the industry is okay with him being around.
He's
They-
like Khaled.
Yes.
No. I'm not gonna. No, I don't like Khaled at all. But I can't let you do that.
What you mean?
People love Khaled. When Khaled puts a song together, and Khaled doesn't really count because he doesn't do anything. Khaled's an organizer.
That's what I'm saying.
Khaled is like fucking Nick Fury.
I always thought.
You know what I mean? He
gets everybody
He gets everybody together.
Did you just compare Khaled to Nick Fury?
Yeah. And the one time Nick Fury had to fight, what happened? His whole shit got blown the fuck up, and he had to go hide.
Yep.
Khaled is Nick Fury. He needs the Avengers.
That's
Dead ass.
fucking
Fucking
fantastic.
crazy, dog. But look, I said like I'm on a more surface level, I guess. He's like the rapper version of Khaled because it's like he's always there. He's always featured on somebody's song, but he's not that good. So I'm like, why though?
Hella features too.
Hella features, and I'm like, why? Like, why do people mess with this dude so heavy?
I have the same question. I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. But I feel, don't we have that same question about Khaled? Like, why can't anybody just put these people together? That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's the rapper version of Khaled.
I'm
Like,
with Rod because I don't really hear fans of hip hop talking about him like that.
You only hear other
it's-
rappers and-
I just see him around with
Right.
other rappers and on other songs.
Unforgettable,
Yo,
A
Six.
Lie.
Right.
No, those are the 6 I listen to. They're not my favorite. I have 3 favorites.
go ahead. You're not making
Favorite track.
You're not making this any better than
yourself in a hole.
I don't care what y'all say. There's 3 songs I truly like. There's 6 songs that I replay. There's a difference. Unforgettable, A Lie, and Bring Them Things.
What's the name of T.I. song? Stop It?
Stop It.
That's only, and that's because of T.I. So that's my favorite track.
Go ahead, kid. You had a couple. Go ahead. A few.
Bring Them Things, Stop It, and She Working.
I like half a song. I liked A Lie. Weeknd was cool. Max B was kind of interesting.
You listen to
Yeah.
Max B?
I've never heard Max B until now. I've always heard Free Max B, but I didn't know who he was. I saw a picture.
He's
of
an
him.
interesting character.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
go
the way
ahead.
he rapped. I thought the monotone but still kind of choppy, kind of fast thing he did. I thought that was kind of cool. So I was like, okay, Max B's kind of interesting. And you know what? And listen, this is gonna sound negative. This review is gonna sound very negative. But I'm not shitting on French. French simply makes music that I don't understand and would never like. But I think he has a fan base, no matter what everybody else here says. I think French has to have a fan base. And if his fan base likes his music, then that's great.
That was your issue if you're watching. You wanna go
That's
ahead,
cool too.
you wanna go ahead and say
good.
that?
I'm glad you have fans. I'm glad you bring a style of rap that most of us would be uncomfortable and unfamiliar with. If other people dig it, then that's beautiful, man.
French Montana. I think for me, the appeal is in trying to figure out why somebody would like.
That's fucked up.
That's the truth.
That is fucked up.
But it's the truth. He's not gonna watch this. Like, he's successful without watching a fucking YouTube video. If you're watching, I was generally interested in the overall appeal of French Montana and his music, and I was hoping to get that today. I may get that from the comment section. You guys let me know. But I didn't get that from the music. And I'm able to kind of separate my personal taste sometimes from the actual music itself. And I'm like, okay, I get that. I understand it. There's nothing to understand here.
If you're watching, right? If you're watching. This album, I just don't like this album at all. I'm like Mike. It's like he must have a fan base of someone who likes this. This is just not for me. Who's gonna listen to us anyway? I don't know. I don't even got anything constructive to say about this. I just didn't like it. I couldn't even get through a second listen of this album. How much I didn't enjoy this album. I think just you as an artist just not interesting enough for me to grab my attention. So, yeah.
For me, again, French, you one of those artists that I fuck with. And I fuck with you primarily because I love you on Harry Fraud's production. Keep making the hits and keep having a prosperous career.